me.
have
I
to
took
pray.
my Retta. No.
No, peptides.
Hey, so where everybody's doing the peptide
I'm
thing
still
for
doing
you?
some of the
I'm off of it.
peptides. So do I, but I'm old.
Older. I don't know
Yeah,
about old.
older.
No, I'm still good. Somebody thought I was 40 yesterday.
Ooh.
Oh, it was a
So-
guy though.
So,
But hey,
you
I'll
know,
take it.
So on that note, we did the AGC golf event this past Friday, right? And Chris already knows. So anyway, so there was this guy, he was probably half my age, and they came to our booth, right? We have the most happening booth, of course.
Always.
There was this, anyway, long story short, she was like, yeah, he was saying, where's that really pretty girl that we saw over there? I haven't seen her. Does she have a booth? Is she going to pass out, drive the little thing? And I was like, I thought he was talking about Jordan. He was like, really? Who? I go, who? And the girl golfer was like, you. And I was like, me? Then I was all like, and he had to be like 30 something. I was like, Chris, there was a really young guy flirting with me.
Oh, Chris isn't insecure though.
Oh,
Chris
no,
is,
my husband is. But, you know me, I'm already, I was like,
No.
it's flattering.
It is.
You are good looking.
People are,
Yeah.
people, but these
And you look
peptides,
really
since
good.
we're talking
Your
about the
outfit was really
peptides.
good. I love your outfit. You look
Oh,
really cute.
yes.
Very
Thank you.
cute.
Put a little thought into it because AGC, I
Very
was like,
cute.
ooh, AGC, this is going to be a good one. And we had such a blast. The weather was perfect. It was very fun. I'm going to do it again. So there's one coming up in July.
Yeah, AGC, you guys promised me there was supposed to be, as soon as we joined, you were supposed to take me to lunch and fill me in on the things and send these. I did join.
Okay.
Paid my dues. Oscar.
You got to come looking for him.
Yeah,
Oscar's
you
good.
better. I don't know, man. I'm gonna file my complaint.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna file my complaint, but it's all good though. I'll still be there. Yeah,
And he'll be at the next golf event too.
I'll
'cause
try
they're
and be
so
in the
fun.
next golf event. Yeah. What about you, Rocio?
Man, I've been busy just like yourself and trying to keep my head over,
Above water.
above water, but anything's possible with God, and it's all with His purpose. You just had mentioned, I think earlier in the conversation, how you are so busy, but you are filled with the energy of love and mentorship, right? Like leading.
Yeah, I read something last night. It was just when you're purposeful, when you're doing stuff that has meaning, that is purposeful, God does give you the energy you need, because a lot of people tell me.
It's because you are on your purpose and that's your energy versus doing things that drain your energy.
So, that's why I don't do any of the cochino shit anymore. Not that I ever was. But and I think right now it's more about what it is that I'm doing or being called to do. Because a lot of people tell me, how do you do all that and the workouts and the everything and then still have time and your work, just work alone is busy. But I love what I'm doing. I love where I'm at.
Well, touch on that though. Like, how do you do it all? There's got to be like routine. There's got to be. So like, what's your.
So fortunately for me, I have a man in my life who's equally, if not more busy, the great Aaron Valverde. And I really communicate a lot with him. And when I'm having a tough day or how do I handle all this? Because a lot of the things that I'm doing, I'm very close to someone's family. And so I need a lot of help navigating certain feelings and certain emotions, distancing myself from and then really putting it all together in some sort of a structure. And so what that looks like for me is obviously talking to my discipler, and he kind of navigates where my head should be, how to keep attachments and things separate from the purpose and the mission and the goal, how to give myself that one day, which my trainers also agree with, is that one day of not doing anything and sitting still. A big part of it is waking up in the morning, and the first thing I do is pray. And the first thing I do is get into the word, right? Because a lot of times where I was falling short was not getting into the book. And we ask, because we could ask God all we want, how do I do this? How do I navigate that? But the answers are in the book. So see, that's life hack. So, and it's like sit still, read the book, and then he provides the answers. And at the same time, you're kind of relaxing and you're kind of making sense of everything. Those answers seem to be there.
Because you're reflecting.
Yeah, and the peptides.
Yes.
Coffee. And then so that's how. But also, I think one of the most important things was to separate what isn't meant to be in my life, get it out, provide me with clarity that I need to continue to move forward and the energy I need to move forward. And I think that's important too, to not get involved with things that aren't for me right now. like dating.
So wise.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I don't, there's certain things I don't carry conversations with people I don't need to be caring for. I'm not seeking validation. I don't, I post a lot. And one of the guys who's a therapist in my jiu-jitsu gym was like, why do you post? Napoleon, mind your business.
Right.
'Cause I like to post. It's fun for me.
Yeah. And if you have the time, I wish I could post more.
So the things I do are like, but I noticed that.
No, probably.
But I noticed that this
Every now
week,
and then
like
I
I haven't
do.
posted as much. And if I do, it's been the few minutes that I've had, but I'm loving life right now. It's
awesome,
peaceful, nobody's texting me, where are we going out to dinner?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
having dinner by myself.
Yeah. But I love, like you said, that you're always, the first thing in the morning is you start with prayer and meditation because you want God to clear out the distraction or clear out stuff that's taking some of your time to open up, right, where you should be or where your purpose is, because we all have the same amount of time every day. So being intentional and waking up in the morning already with God so that you're on the right track, and then being in charge of your time, right? Like, I'm not going to give my time just to anybody. These are the things I'm going to do. For me, I wish I could do more. And I know that if I were better at planning, probably the night before, I'm going to start doing that and being very intentional about who's going to get the time, who's going to get the energy.
Yeah.
Am I going to move career forward, move spiritual forward, move with my purpose forward? Yeah. It's a lot.
Because if you're one of those bad texters that don't get back to people, think about the useless people you are getting back to. And, like there's so many things that we do that are a complete waste of time, as opposed to, being responsive to those that matter, being there for the people that need you, and then really just gravitating towards that. And I think everything else outside of that kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I'm just a trash man. What the fuck do I know?
Well, it's just, like the top performers, they always have routine, right? They always have a plan. They are rarely shooting from the hip. They're making sure their meetings have goals and something that they accomplish at the end.
Yeah.
Everything is super intentional, and they know how to delegate. They know how to use their team strengths. They know where things need to be developed.
Yeah.
And it's all, to me, in the pre-plan.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way, thinking, I know what I'm doing, shooting from the hip. And it's like, talk about like half your day gets wasted if you don't come in with the clarity and the focus that you need. So something I learned during my career as an entrepreneur, we all talk about recovery. Then there's those wasted years of addiction, right? Where you think, you're good at what you're doing, because salesperson for me is almost like innate. What happened with the company during those years of addiction compared to now after recovery, and then of course after being at this point in the healing journey with my son, the experience with my son just taught me how to surrender more to God, because I thought it was over.
Yeah.
And the more you surrender, like you say, where do you get that extra energy, or where do you get it? Because he does step in. When they say there's something supernatural that happens, he steps in, and then people are like your guy, what did you say earlier?
This guy called an old friend of mine who, for all intents and purposes, probably still locks himself in a garage and drinks dirty beers.
That part. Why he has to say something negative to you. It's really internal, right?
But again,
That's not a friend.
Yeah, it's not. But going back to what Aaron says, when you're leveling up, or when you're finding your purpose, and here's not what a lot of people understand and they need to understand, is once you fully embrace God, even when you just surrender and say, God, I'm yours, and we're gonna walk this journey together. See, there's another guy out there who's not God and who sees that and doesn't want to necessarily let you take that journey. So he's gonna do whatever it takes to get you to not walk that path. So right when you come to that revelation, you're about to be leveled up. That's really when the enemy starts attacking and starts bringing either an old person that's not good for you in your life. It could be any distraction, and any distraction that's not good for you obviously isn't from the person that is good for you. So that's another thing you got to be careful, right? Because these are just distractions to try and get you out of your own headspace. You're no good, or you think you're better than everybody. Well, you know what, motherfucker? I am.
I'm getting better.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm trying to be better every day.
I love
if
my-
you're not,
like
don't come
that.
shit on me.
That's Lord. Like the devil knows more because of how old he is, but that's why he knows how to get to people, because he's been here forever.
He's a wizard.
Yeah, but he is like anything, because he knows your weaknesses, and you know your weaknesses too. So like that's how he's gonna approach to you.
Yeah.
And necessarily the devil doesn't always come in as like a scary looking thing. It's always usually something you want. It's like precious.
But it ain't working. It ain't working. Like these friends, they're never my friends, and stop sending me nalgonas because that ain't working either. Like that's not. It's not. It's not. So I'm good. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I know what's meant for me. I'm getting there. I'm slowly but surely getting there, but I gotta stay obedient. You know. Yeah, I want to get married.
Surrender and obedience.
Yeah, I want to get
supernatural power.
Aaron asked me the other day, "Do you want to get married?"
Who
Yeah.
asked you?
Yeah.
If you want to get married?
Yeah.
And you said yes?
He goes, Frank, do you see yourself as a husband? Do you want to get married one day? I said, yeah, boo, and you're going to marry me.
He's going to be the one? Oh.
And then you know how his face lights up? And he's looked at me. He goes, I wasn't expecting that answer. And in my head, I was like, what, you think I'm a hoe? And then he goes, you would be the second person I marry. And I was like, well, you better stay alive because it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, next year, or the year after that.
It might happen next month.
I see myself as having a family and being a family man and living up to my potential and my purpose.
Yes, that's right.
But it's going to have to be a good Christian woman because, you know, my schedule's like, I don't need one of them, where you at, mofo?
Yeah, no.
What you mean you ain't going to come rub my feet because you got to go save a soul? But Rocio, how do you stay so disciplined? And because you're everywhere, man, and you still have time for hotel selfies.
Oh man! So I got a new phone, and of course, I take accountability. Am I responsible in making sure my bank accounts are connected? And of course, I don't know my password, so I lock myself out of everything. And when I got there, and I used an expired credit card. And I was like, oh, shoot, I got the wrong one. So I was like, okay, hold on, let me go on here. And I was like, can we use a virtual card? And the girl's like, no, I can't type it in. I think she was just giving me a hard time. She didn't want to help me. So I was like, okay, let me connect. Anyways, long story short, it was a big old thing. But I got it connected, and I was already late to the networking event. So I was like, oh, fuck, I'm already late. So I was just like, I'm going to take a selfie just to like distract myself, like put myself up a little. Yeah. I'm glad my husband wasn't there because he would have been so pissed. Like, he has no patience. I was there in the front desk for almost an hour trying to connect my phone now. I was like, please don't lock me out. Please, please, this is the last time, the last chance.
Don't lock me out.
I was like, amen.
Yeah, that's stressful.
But what's the first thing in the morning that you do? Tell us about your routine.
I wake up. I've been picking up this habit since last year in November. Waking up around 4 a.m. Anytime I wake up, I do say, thank you, Lord, and I say in my bed. And I get up, then I go turn off my alarm. And then I pull out the Bible and I open it. And depending, because sometimes I do get a little sleepy. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a 10-minute nap. But I do put like a little reminder. But sometimes if I'm not, I'm just, go in there and I read a passage. And then also, I don't know if you guys follow Johnny Chang. Johnny Chang has an app now that every morning he sends you a devotional morning. So I've been reading that for the past week. And he's good. He's very consistent. And it's out at 2 a.m. So for those that be first-time Christians, if you guys don't follow Johnny Chang, he has an app out there.
Oh, the young Asian guy.
Yeah.
He has it out there for inner Christians.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Send me that.
I will.
Yes.
It's really good. And every day is a different topic, but he breaks it down to basic. And I like the way he puts it because it's his way. It's like there's no judgment,
Quite the testimony. Gangster, just reaches that age group. Like Fausto and them. They go to the prisons and they do that ministry. And he's really good. He's social is good. You see him reach people right on camera, with his message. He's good. So
we have a specific topic today.
Yes.
Right.
So
someone got excited. Yes. Yes.
Well, sales it's my favorite thing. Sales is what drives the world, and we need it because that's how we grow. But just as anybody, we're all we all make mistakes, and I make mistakes on a daily. But definitely, we want to show the audience, because you guys have seen a lot of wins, a lot of amazing testimonies, but there are also failures to this and a lot of roadblocks. And we want to share some of our struggles, some of our lessons. That way you don't have to go through that. And we could be able to help out maybe first level entry, maybe someone who's in the middle, because we're all different ages here, different stages of our entrepreneurship and business. So I think we all could take a different take on it. Who wants to go first on their struggle?
Ladies first.
Okay.
I'll go first. Well, it's more when I became a business owner that I had so many failures, aside from the addiction part, which played a role. But with my thing was like bad hires, hiring these salespeople, thinking, oh, they have sales experience, even though it's in a different commodity. But to me, it's like sales are sales, show them the product and then let them be on their way. And it didn't work out. I mean,
so in this stage of your business, you already have enough money to pay salespeople.
No, but I had it back then too.
No, I'm saying
I just chose the wrong ones.
Like, what year are you talking about?
Well, when I hired the two wrong guys was maybe over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years, okay.
Yeah.
Just so I could paint the picture for the audience, you already been in the business. Now you have payroll to pay. Because some people like me, I don't have payroll to pay other people.
We're already full team.
Building.
Yeah,
okay.
we're already full team, but the business isn't as big as it is now as far as people. But there was, let's say, half of us, and we had money. We were making money, and so I had to get out of the mindset of just me out there hustling, hire somebody else, and just hired the wrong guys, didn't have the right mindset, didn't have the experience from going from salesperson to sales manager or owner. So that was a big fail because it cost me money. And then I ended up getting sued. And it was a really hard lesson.
And what would you say was that mind shift? You said the mindset.
The mindset from going to just waking up and doing sales to now think, okay, now I'm paying these other two guys. I shouldn't get up with the same mindset of me just doing sales. It should have been like, train these guys really well, go around with them style they have, and either they were going to make it or not, and make a, like they say, hire slow and fire fast. No, I was like, fire fast. Let me see. They have sales experience. Okay, do your thing. Give them a year. And it was a complete fail. And here I am out, whatever, amount of money. But again, after sobriety and being a little bit more mature in sales, then when I hired this time around, because Sam's been with me for 2 years, I took a whole different approach, right? Because she had the sales experience, the acumen. Sam was like, yeah, I'll roll my dice on her. But this time I was, okay, Lila, your mindset must shift to training Sam, making calls with Sam, teaching Sam, because I've been doing the safety sales for a long time, having her watch me, how we say things. And the thing that Sam has that is the key thing about sales is she truly wants to learn and she truly cares about the customer. It's not just transactional with her. She really enjoys the relationships. She really wants to be good at what she does. If she doesn't know with AI, that's a great part of AI. They could even ask you the toughest OSHA question that you wouldn't know. You'd have to go look at the OSHA book and try to find the right standard. Now it's like AI. And so AI is just going to enhance our ability to be better, to scale more. So we're really excited about that. So there went a major failure to now, of course, years later, to a major win. And now I do feel that I've matured now that I have somebody like Frank who actually has helped me grow in that mindset. Think like a sales manager. Think about who's going to take you to the next level.
Like a leader.
No
Completely
babysitting.
leader.
Pick a winner. Try to figure it out very quickly. If not, to the next one.
The most important thing, right, is, and I was reminded of this just like 3-4 years ago from Mr. Kirk, because he's very wise entrepreneur and whatnot. And I got into this rut where I was having like the same failures with people. And then he reminded me of something that I had learned years ago at Republic. And I got into this habit. I was expecting them to be or behave like me. And
that's what Chris always tells me. Not everybody's like you.
Yeah. And so he reminded me that. He's like, what's going on? Like, hey, you're you. There's only one you. Like, you can't make, dog shit into you. Not that anybody's dog shit, but there's only one you. So, and then I remembered, right? Like, okay, what have I learned?
Why did you have that expectation that someone would be like you?
I wanted the best for them. It was coming from a good place.
So you hired someone thinking they were like you, or like
I thought my expectations for this person was up here.
Expectations for them.
And I thought that it could be someone I could mold into like me. And all for his best, because I really like this kid a lot. And then that's why we had that hard conversation. He's like, he's never going to be you. No one's ever going to be you. There's only one you. That's why you're here. And yeah, I went back and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can't. So then it was going back to basics, and that's being the coach, right? Like, okay, you got players. Our job is to find out what they do best that makes the team better. put people in positions to win, put people in positions to get you to score those touchdowns. So that's extracting what they do very, very well, finding out, is it engagement? Is it developing a relationship? Is it being that closer? Because everyone's different. And then once you really find that out and you find, okay, so Marisol's capable of doing this, that, and that. And then Frankie's capable of doing this, that, and that. And so how do we go out there and then we win, right? So that's because no one's ever going to be you.
Chris always says you got to find a mini me, a mini you that you could train, because I'm hoping to retire, call it 5 years, call it 10, to be like you, that thinks like you, that cares like you.
All right.
Hire slow, fire fast. So I'm hiring if anybody wants to be in sales.
It's like
I'll teach you everything I know.
It's like those girls. He's got to make 150K. He's got to have a heart of gold. He can't be a cheater. He can't be a liar. He's got to be 6'4". Calm down. Are you even any of that to be asking for that? You know what I mean? So it's like, got to set the expectation, work with what you have, bring out the best, and you're right. If it ain't it, then move on.
Yeah.
But you do a lot for me too. Like, it's good to have my circle of friends right now. It's like amongst the best. Rocio, you, it's just amazing.
Marisol.
I agree.
She's all right. She gets on my nerves.
It's funny how they say, when you work with somebody every day compared to people you see every now and then. But are you kidding? Marisol's a chingona, man.
They're two peas in a pod.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah. That's Rocio's favorite.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you love her more than you love me. So I know that for a fact. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Horrible.
So I have a question for you, Rocio. As far as sales skills, if you were hiring somebody, would you hire on skills or would you hire on character?
I would hire, so it depends what I'm hiring for, right? Like if I'm hiring someone, like we're looking to partner up with them and, venture and bring their book of business over here. It's like, yes, I do require like experience and a certain like education. But if it's an entry level, they're starting off, I look for someone that's committed, because I came from I actually was having a conversation with a girl who my company connected me. I want to get into sales. Young girl, her motivation is her child. She has a child. She's a single mom. And she does accounting right now for insurance, and she wants to get into sales. So they thought they'd connect me to me to see, like what strategies and stuff. But she was talking about how she wants to go all in because she has a child she wants to provide for. All I look for is hunger. I could teach you, someone that has the basic skills, but like honestly, like sales is all about not giving up. Because of course if I compare myself my first year in sales, especially for me, because I went from claims to sales, it was a completely different person. I tell everybody, like, I sucked the first 6 months of me cold calling. I sucked so bad. I remember I would call and forget the script, and I'd be like, oh no, don't pick up. Hi, hello. And then click, and I would be calling contractors. They don't take that. They're like, stop calling me. Or who's calling, this. But after you get over that hurdle and rejection, when you're on the phone, you only have about 5 seconds to establish yourself, who you are, what you do. So you have to get to the point.
That's skill. So that would be a skill, right? To know what to say in the first 5 seconds, right?
Confidence, and it's energy too, because I could have a young kid in front of me who's like 21, 22, but he's hungry. He does not care how many door knockings. He doesn't care if he has to carry my stuff just to see when I'm around. It's about that hunger. Yeah. So
that would be the character part. Somebody hungry, somebody, like you said, that has grit, that's going to know, like, look, you got to be in it for the long run,
But you have to love it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to walk in, because I've seen people too where I just know that it's not for them because they're like, they're dragging or they're really stressed out, or I could see like on their face that they can't take rejection. And rejection is just like...
It's a big part.
Yeah, it's a big part. Yeah. You do have to take rejection. It's not on you. You're like, like how many times have you guys answered a phone call and it's just not the time? Because I do want to talk to a vendor, but I'm like, hey, I'm busy. I'm on the phone. Like, can't talk right now. But call me. I do want to know more about it. Just call me later. Yeah. It's all a rejection. It's like, you just have to get over it. And you have to get through a couple of no's to get to the yes.
Yeah. But you're right. Practice has to, or the consistency and the grit, and the self-belief. You got somebody that's got to believe that, what we bring to the table is something good. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to ask, hopefully you're asking all the right people. But you touch on energy. like, who wants to buy from a salesperson? You know what I mean? There's no, or that doesn't know how to connect, whether it's a picture on the desk or to me, it's like that genuine people thing. You got to like people like a lot.
Well, yeah.
Right? You have to really enjoy the networking part. You have to really enjoy, you know, going the extra mile for this or that. But the skill has to be there too, right? The product knowledge, the time management,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
How to use your time correctly on how to, you know, when is the best time to connect with people. And that's what the coaches are for, right? That's
Well, all those things could be taught. Product could be taught.
yes. Time management could be taught.
Time management could be taught.
Yeah.
But then, like Rocio says, the intangibles can't be taught.
Right.
You know, there's certain traits that
Yes.
cannot. You either have them or you don't.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people don't pick this profession. That's why a lot of people who are too afraid to get into sales be responsible for a number and be responsible because you're the tip of the spear. You know, companies are made and broken by your actions every single day. So there's a lot of people, when I wake up and when I'm out there and I'm hustling, it's not just about me. It's about the drivers that we have. It's about the people in our office.
Yes. Keeping them busy.
Am I going to walk through this store? Am I going to walk to this job site? Am I going to lead a team to success so that people could eat? That's my drive. Right?
Yeah.
And then it's just really just being yourself, authenticity, right? People know when you're thirsty. People know when you're desperate.
Yeah.
People know
And it's not
when
attractive.
when you're texting because you need someone to talk to you. People know that. They feel that. Guys, women, it doesn't matter. You're desperate. They're going to smell that desperation. So you got to be cool, calm, collected, and confident. And be
Cool,
like,
calm, collective, confident. Ooh,
But
all
to
the
stay calm, it does take practice because I know when I first started, you're pretty nervous, especially being a younger person talking to older people. We're like, oh, but you kind of come up front, like, okay, you put on like a mask, but deep down I'm sweating. I'm like, oh my God, I hope.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, but you go on.
It speaks volumes. I had a gentleman just the other day. We're having lunch, and he's all like, "You know what, Frank?" And I'm like, "What's up?" And he goes, "When you talk to me, I believe what you're telling me, and I believe that you have my best interest at heart."
Bingo.
You know,
That's so good. That's so important.
and I'm like, "I'm just being me, man. But thanks for saying that. I
Yeah.
appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
That's cool."
What
And
helped
then-
me a lot as a young salesperson is hanging around with like the other sales guys that have more experience than me and just like hanging out with them and see what they say and how they say it, how they connect with people and just watch, you know, and watch, like you said, and learn. And then all of a sudden you implement the same things that are working for them because obviously they're doing it right because they're making big money or they've got a great reputation.
Yeah.
And what I remember too is those sales people, they were always polished, always because appearance did first impression. You know what I mean? Not saying that being overweight is bad, but you know what I mean? If you're got yourself put together,
I interviewed,
confidence goes
man.
up, right? The people in front of you are like,
I've interviewed some wandajones, dude. They didn't even
What's a
have time.
wandajon?
You show up with your shirt on wrinkled. You didn't take any effort. You didn't comb. You didn't shave.
Yeah.
that part.
You
That
come
would be
in-
a
you
hard
come in
no,
here
right?
looking like I had a guy
Immediately.
came in, wrinkled ass white shirt, big old freaking ketchup stain.
Oh,
This is at one of the corporate gigs at Republic. My assistant manager was having a field because she already knew me. She knew it was going to come out of this mouth. This is before I was a good Christian. And so I'm typing and he comes into the office and I look at him. I just did one of these and I keep typing and I look at her and she's like, fuck. And she, well, this is so-and-so and, you know, he's very interested. And I don't even stop typing. I don't even look at him and I'm just like, thanks for dressing up.
ooh,
And then he's just like,
that's it. That's all he needed to hear. He needs to go home now.
that's all I said.
Be
She
bañate,
took-
go
I
iron
didn't even
your
want to talk to
shirt.
the guy.
Gosh darn
I didn't
it.
want to talk to the guy.
Yeah, no se puede.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You know, show me you want it. Rolled out of bed. So what does that tell you? Number one, you're going to wake up. The way you presented to get this job, you're going to present yourself to go out there and represent a brand. How are you going to represent
Yeah, yeah.
that? Marisol will tell you, I'm hard on her too.
Yeah.
You know, she
Even my
comes in,
driver
toda-
Sal, when his
toda
vest is all dirty.
chimoltrufia, toda, I didn't even wash my hair today.
I don't.
Well, girls
I
don't have to wash their hair every
you
day.
You don't have to wash it.
Oh,
Actually,
you
you're
don't
not
see
supposed
what
to.
I see.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah, 'cause
You don't see what I see. She'll tell you.
From what I
wash my hair every day,
Yeah.
so.
Sometimes people need to go home and change. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
And they do.
But she's
No.
in sales for construction for trash bins. Why can't she
just
be?
saying. Well, you guys
but she
defend
looks
her too
cute,
much, you
probably.
don't
Yeah, no,
however
I
she-
always, from when times I've seen her, she looks spot on. She
'Cause
looks
I made her go
glamorous.
home and change.
She looks good.
See tú.
Pregúntale.
Well, I will say you are
on
always on
that
point.
note, Lila, it is harder for women to get up because you guys just get up and wash your face.
Chris is out
We
in 10 minutes.
have to
That
blow
is,
dry.
I have a whole ass routine.
Yes, I can tell.
If you
And
had to
it's
wake up
worth
and blow dry your hair,
every morning.
yes, blow dry it, get it ready.
Absolutely not.
I need more men.
Get it ready,
on
and
this
then
show,
the makeup.
'cause
The makeup
we're
takes.
getting
I
attacked
applaud
here.
women who do their makeup
But
every
look at
single day.
she's naturally beautiful. She
No,
doesn't
I
have
have
to
to-
wear makeup.
No, but I applaud them because it takes a lot of time, dude. Like, I know girls, and I'm just like, dude, for me, I'm lazy. I'm rushing. I'm like, dude, that's why I don't use makeup. And also, I do my
your eyes?
eyes a lot.
But back to the
So-
original point. Yes,
was
this
the original
is
point?
important
What?
to look your best when you're going to
100%.
try and close this.
100%.
It is important. No matter what it is you're
It
going to do
will-
in life, it doesn't even have to be a job interview. What if it's important to you and the person that you're going to meet with? Look your part.
Yes.
Dress up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Dress
Another-
up. It's a sign of respect.
it is.
Just like time management. If you have an appointment, you have to be there on time.
Yes.
Lila.
Yes. Well, I'm usually on time.
I'm pretty sure she's on time for her sales meetings.
I am. And if I'm not, I'm like, hey, I'm running a little late.
But back to you, Rocio. What's one of your biggest failures?
One of my biggest failures is not asking for the close, not asking for the account, not being upfront, right? Because like, I would say I'm very good at connecting, opening doors, and getting my way in. Presenting, I've gotten better compared to when I first started, and early on, I was too lenient on because I didn't want to feel pushy. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, you okay, let me
Yes.
know.
Yes.
And
Same.
that's like the word. Let me know. You just let them off the hook. You did all this work.
Yes.
You learned that.
Yes.
From so many
Yes.
repetition. But that was my first like, oh.
So what do you do now? What's different
Oh,
for your
so-
clothes?
So definitely, represent. So now, because back in the day, like I was scared to talk about the cost up front. Now I leave with costs up front. Like, okay, ballpark, it's going to cost, but we're going to quote you. This is what the account. I just get straight to the point, which is the cost. Because for me now, like my
Important.
Yeah, it's important because you want to know. Because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, why does someone want to sit 5-10 minutes and wait for price at the end? Just get to it.
Got it.
Get to it. All
Got
right,
it.
cool. Because I want to read some insurance policies too. Anyways, like,
Right.
no,
Well, I don't want to read mine.
yeah, nobody does.
How much is it? That's all
What's
I want.
it?
Well, how much?
We make it so
really,
big-
especially for insurance, right? Because that's a lot of reading.
We make it literally like it's all, and those they still won't read it, and I
Yeah.
understand because that's why I trust you.
Yeah,
Right,
it should
yeah.
be. There's a good point right there. So if you've developed the trust, right, and when you feel it, we salespeople, we know like the vibe, like, okay, we're gonna do business. But like you say, for the close, okay, you have the appointment, you did the lunch, you did the proposal. For me, before I used to be like, yeah, I would wait. Like, oh, wait. No, the next morning I'm like, how you doing? It was great to meet you. How do my numbers compare? Like, I want to know right the next
Well,
day.
I think you
And
definitely-
it's not pushy. It's like, are we doing this or not? Especially if you feel you've developed the trust with them, where they're like, yeah, I trust you. And
One
either,
thing I learned is definitely when you're, let's say, because there are times you need to think about it, different people who are decision
Involved.
makers that need to review it, see it. There has to be an action plan. Okay, when do I follow up? What is the next step? Okay, and that's why it's also important. One thing I learned is also like, if we're gonna have this meeting, who else should be involved? Because that's one thing when I was, first time, I was like just so excited I got an appointment, but then I'm like, oh, damn it, I didn't know that the VP was the one who ultimately signed it.
Yeah.
Now I have to sell it to that person, or vice versa. I connect with the VP CEO, and they're like, "Oh no, our HR girl is gonna make the decision." Like, I don't even have a relationship now. Now I gotta like.
So the BD, that's a good one too. The BD starts with the VP, but the transaction is going to happen over here. So I think the transition from this relationship to this relationship, the good salespeople can close, right?
Yeah.
Because if the VP tells you, talk to my HR, and you go into the HR and says, your VP said you're the one I should talk to, let's talk about this, right? And right away, usually if the VP says, you're like, yeah, come on in.
Right.
Right? And then so
You
it's
already
already
have-
a good,
yeah.
warm kind
It's
of
like,
call.
she knows my boss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still, the main thing still has to happen.
He has
too.
to trust you.
You have to get, you
Yeah,
know.
because if she or he doesn't
Yes.
like you, no, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. No,
Or
when
if
I-
they have the relationship, because usually they'll have the relationship with the
Right.
broker or someone else, and
Yeah.
it's trying to win their trust, and that's one thing that I learned. It's like everyone, you have to know your audience, right? Everyone's a little different, and that's what you have to pick up and see, okay, this person likes to be direct, but quick, do this. This person likes to be like, hey, you know, how's your kids? Sure. Like, it's a different dance for everybody.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's the same flows. The goal is the same.
Yeah.
Right. To get the deal.
Yeah. And I think people appreciate. I think if I'm a buyer and I spend 10 minutes with a salesperson yesterday and they gave me my numbers and they call me, I'll be like, hey, I haven't looked at them yet, but I as you know, like that, that follow up, like that, you know, you're following all the way to the end. So before I used to think too, like, oh, is it pushy? No, let's just continue and do whatever the first transaction. And that's just the beginning, right? For insurance, sometimes once you get the account set, but for us, you know, where we're meeting new people every day, or it's a compound effect because they buy the same thing over and over again. So there's always that
different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Somebody needs, people need a little extra attention sometimes. Sometimes people don't. So it's all, but it's learning to how to navigate that and sensing who does and who doesn't.
Yes.
It's important.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then I have another question. For, you know how they say there's salespeople that it's just about the transaction, right? And then there's salespeople that it's about the relationship. Can you distinguish, like when somebody
we're
comes
back to the business development versus sales? Is that what we're doing?
No, I'm talking about like sales
like
people that have like
transactional?
vibe. Like you don't have a transactional vibe.
Like
to
a
me.
used car salesman.
Yes, that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the people, you know, business these days, and I'm only going to speak to the wonderful realm of trash, but I would have to think that it goes beyond that. People are changing. It's not the same that it used to be. It can't be transactional anymore because you have all this documentation, PLA agreements, lead stuff, all the. So now you actually have to engage, right? So if you are just transactional used car salesman, not really getting into the work, at least for trash, you're not going to really make it anymore because now you have to meet with development teams and lead consultants. And this is before you even put a, you know, and so now it can't be, I got this bin. I mean, a lot of the small jobs are, but if you really want to find success and land the big whales, you can't just be transactional. So no. And even at the small job sites, like my way, I went on this one, I had this new rep that I was training and we went to this construction site. And he had told me, he goes, I just don't know what to say, man. Like some of them are busy and some of them are just assholes. And they're, you know, it's hard for me to engage with them. I don't know what to say. Like, what do you mean you don't know what to say? You just introduce yourself. You just be yourself. So he does on a ride along with me and we go to this one job site. And this dude, he's one of those hard-nosed project managers, superintendents, whatever he was. And he's looking at his iPads, not even making eye contact with us. And he was telling me, man, I was here last week and the guy just like completely rejected me. And I look at his iPad, it's all cracked. And I walk up to him, I go, oh, wife caught you looking at porn again, huh?
Look at you with your one-liners.
And then he looked at me, he's like, no, man, I dropped it. I go, yeah, right, you dropped it, whatever, fool. And then we just start talking. They're like, hey, man, what's there good to eat around here? Like, we're going to go to lunch in a little bit. And he's like, oh, there's this good, like, chicken place. Oh, are you busy or what? You want to go? And he was like, nah, I can't today. I go, hey, anyway, dude, I don't want to take up too much time. This dude wants to talk to you about trash. So can you give him a few minutes? He's like, yeah. And I go for it. And so he does the pitch and, you know, whatever. We walk out of there. I go, you just be yourself, bro. You just be yourself. You just talk to him like anybody else. These are blue-collared people working hard every day, but it doesn't mean that they're not human. You know, hey, what's up, man? You know?
Yeah.
And that was that.
Yeah.
That's funny. But I think it's a comment like that, a guy could get away with it.
Well,
I think
yeah.
if a girl says
Well,
that,
maybe
like,
a girl too. I'm pretty sure Marisol will get away with it. I'm pretty sure she can too.
Yeah, she probably
When
could.
we're
It'd
in
probably make the
construction,
guy
we can
blush.
talk that kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, like so blue collar builders.
Obviously, it's just it's an example. There's other ways, other stuff. Like sometimes it's just a good conversation. I think a lot of times when, especially these days now, it's more life and then business. That's what it's been. Mm-hmm. So
What about AI and salespeople?
So I use Copilot, and I'll tell you exactly what I use it for. I use it to review and do punctuations on my long paragraphs or whatever. If I have to cross-reference what the DGS says with regards to Cal Recycle and see if there's any discrepancies when it comes to recycling, I use it for that. So to kind of like to dot my T's and, cross my T's and dot my I's. I use it to review contracts, PLA agreements, diversion requirements, pull up statistics. But what I don't use it for is the core stuff that I know, and I don't use it to write someone a personal email or a personal message, because then at that point, and I learned that lesson the hard way because somebody caught me once using AI to carry on a text conversation. Sorry about that.
Oh, really? To carry on a text?
Yeah,
I never used it in text.
Stop using ChatGPT. It was Copilot.
Yeah,
but
it's Copilot.
I stopped because then that meant a lot to me.
Was there a word in there or something?
Or would you
I
like
don't
us to
know.
help you with this next?
Yeah,
You
please
take
help
that
me.
part off.
Please help
I
me.
got caught, and after that day, I told myself, man, because they'll probably know I'm business too. I know there's like the media girls when they're sending me emails, when they're writing something to post, I know it wasn't them. And I know when I post, it comes from what I know and what I've experienced. So I've made a determination of what to use it for and what not to use it for. Post statistics, informational data, cross-reference something that I'm unsure about through DGS governing agencies, review a PLA agreement, things of that nature to keep Arrow out of trouble. I use it full-blown 1,000%.
Yeah.
When it comes to authenticity and me being myself, you're going to get Frank all the time.
Yeah.
Regardless if I misspell some shit, oh well, so what?
What about the new salespeople? Are you going to be like, do you know how to use AI? Is that gonna be
I
like
teach
a
them to
plus?
do the same. Even people in the office,
Yeah.
like, hey, did you read this? Or they want us to do this? Upload that file into the Copilot. It's already built in. Review it, ask it. Because there's a way to use it. Because you have to be specific in order for it to give you what you want. So you have to be very specific in what you type in. Because if you're just,
Proper
hey,
prompts.
what's this guy's favorite color? Like, it's not,
Yeah.
it doesn't give a shit.
It's
Like,
incredible.
yeah.
Me being the less techie one in the room,
Yeah.
just learned a little bit about prompting, learned a little bit of things that you can connect like to your systems, to your ERP, and like what it can do in just
Have
so
you used it for your
fast.
Excel sheets yet?
Oh my God. No, because I don't mess with Excel sheets. But we just had a meeting with the staff about how every department is going to learn AI, and if it makes any sense, if it's going to save them 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I mean?
Especially like
tool.
little things like you fill in like that, dude. 2
It's
minutes.
a tool just like anything else. Like a hammer's a tool. Like scissors are a tool. It's a tool. But you got to be careful because you don't want to cut yourself and you don't want to hit yourself with a hammer. So, use it for what it's intended. But I strongly think that don't use it for personal stuff or to teach you how to
Yeah.
run a sales meeting or develop a presentation or
Don't use it or use it?
Well, no. I mean, because you
man.
want your clients want to see Lila. You know what I
Well,
mean?
but still, it puts
like
things
to
in
review
order for you.
review
and
something
then-
that you made. Yeah, review what I made.
Yeah.
Tell me if this is good. Any suggestions, but don't take your true authentic self out of
Yeah.
the equation.
No, you got to feed it
Yeah.
something that comes out of your own.
Yeah, it does get to know you.
Yeah.
My shit knows me.
But then
knows if I'm
again,
in a
like,
bad mood.
who really reads presentations off one? Because that's boring. If you're going through a presentation, you're like, oh,
Yeah. No.
slide one. Blah,
It's
blah,
just
blah.
like a frame,
But
like
again-
for an
Just there, just
outline,
read. Yeah,
and
an
then you
outline.
do the.
But again,
I
like
don't-
for spelling errors and stuff, absolutely,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
1,000% use it.
But like
Yeah, 'cause
LinkedIn, you could tell everybody uses AI
you
because
don't
they
wanna
just
sound like a
kind of
dumbass.
it shows, which is fine. I mean, it's
Yeah.
readable. But yeah, so for us for construction, AI's gonna do whatever it's gonna do, like with the engineering and all. They're gonna have all these tools, but like as far as the builders, that's why they're saying the electricians, the carpenters, all the guys actually out there, they don't have to worry, about a robot coming and doing that.
Yeah.
So, we still want to continue to keep talking to the younger kids to come and build some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fails and losses, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You learn from your failures.
For sure.
I learned
you
from
don't. You know how we say, well, let me teach my kids so they don't have to go through what I went through. Now I'm like, no, let him go through his own shit so he can learn.
Kevin said.
Walk through that fire so you can,
It does build you. And I know the more that we're growing, especially us three, like it's very hard to explain. Like these last few months, like I see things a little different. And I see us all changing and all growing in our faith. But I'm stepping back a lot to really look at the bigger picture, right? Because I'll tell you, one of my biggest failures was when I was at Athens and having a downfall and losing myself. And at the same time, almost losing my dad. And then I used to think that there was no redemption there, that I failed them because I wasn't me, because of what I was going through. And I look back at it now. And you know those motherfuckers? I still blew the roof off that place, even at my worst. And I've always had this doubt that I wasn't good enough, or that I've never been good enough, because I never looked back and looked at my accomplishments, because I never wanted to be that guy. I always wanted to be humble. But the other day I fucking looked back and I was like, fuck, you're pretty good at what you do.
Yeah.
And I think
Or
that's
where we were and where we are now.
Yeah.
It's like,
accept those failures. Because if I could go back and tell Frankie back then, it's like, hey, don't worry, fool. Like, all this shit, you're actually building something.
Yeah.
You're actually learning. You're going to, you know, in
Yeah.
10 years from now, you're going to.
failures are
Yeah.
great teachers.
They are great. They're your best teachers. So walk away with something.
Now, if you don't learn from them, then
Then
you're
you're
not
just an
very
idiot.
smart. Exactly.
You're just an idiot.
Now, none of our listeners are idiots, so we know that,
Yeah.
you know, whatever you have to go through to get to where you're at now, you know, it's gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
The
progress.
lesson was a blessing, or what was that?
That part.
Yeah.
I love that. The lesson was a blessing.
Yeah. Keep failing.
Yeah.
But don't
for
give up,
sure.
like Rocio said.
Yep.
You can't give
And
up.
come and listen
'cause-
to us because we share.
And come listen to this
shit that's
podcast. Like, because
yeah.
we're also on what? Where are we on now, Rocio? Where can they find us? YouTube?
YouTube.
We're supposed to talk about YouTube
Well-
today, too, aren't we? What are we supposed
we?
to do about YouTube?
I don't
No.
know.
No? I don't know. You said
And we're all
something.
on YouTube for like the full podcast, like the
Oh, okay.
clips or Instagram,
All right.
LinkedIn, and TikTok.
Yeah. And hit the like and share button. Quit being stingy with your likes and shares.
Yeah. Or do we have
Subscribe.
a subscribe thing?
And
Yeah, I do
subscribe.
see likes.
Yeah,
Do
subscribe.
seek likes, but I'm not saying subscribe. So you guys need to
Yeah.
subscribe.
Please.
Listeners,
subscribe.
comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
If you subscribe, definitely helps us. So
Get the cuesta. Hit the subscribe button. If you're out there, if you're just being a hater, just hate enough to hit subscribe. Because we love our haters, too.
Of course.
We
You
love
have to have a
everybody.
few. Yes. Subscribe, please.